Here we are with the TX10 Fimi controller, remote controller. It's basically a phablet, so it's a tablet with a phone if you want to put a SIM card in it. But what are we going to do now? We're going to bore you to death, unless you're a very beginner. And we're going to go step by step, the very beginning, from getting the package, opening it, turning it on, finding what it does, how it operates, how you can modify it, and what everything does on this controller to date, okay? So let's get into it. Grab a coffee. It's a long video, but it goes step by step, the very beginning, okay? It only controls the Fimi X8 SE 2022 and 2022 version 2. Does not operate the X8 Mini or any other drone yet. Stay tuned, get comfortable, let's get into it. So this is it, the Fimi TX10 controller, specifically made and designed for their flagship X8 SE drones, the 2022 and the 2022 version 2, exclusively. That's all it will control. Right now, let's get out of the box, turn it on. I've charged it up, see what it's like. It did come a little bit frayed on the corners, a few dings here and there, but it seems to be well packaged. Okay? It is well packaged, and we will see that here. Open it up. It's got a very well foam insert, cutouts, very protective. Put that to the side, and we'll take this out, and that's all that's in the box. Okay, let's put this here, have a look at it, and we'll put the box at the back. There we go. So here it is. Okay, it's all charged up. As you can see, one press of the button here, all four light up. It's all charged up. The USB-C charging port is on top here, and we'll go through all that a little later. Right now, I have a little tripod stand. We're going to put it on, and we're going to fire it up and see what it's like. Okay, so what does it weigh? Let's put this on the scale. And it weighs, there you go, 655 grams. And what's the dimensions? It is about 7¼ inches wide by approximately 6 inches deep, and the screen is 5½ inches wide, but on the diagonal it's about 6¼ inches. Okay, is that 6½? 6¼ inches. Now it does come with a manual, a little manual that I don't know how anybody can read it. It's so tiny, so I just printed it out. Big piece of paper. So I can read everything, not a problem. So let's quickly go over the buttons here. There's a lot of buttons on this thing, okay? You've got the joysticks here that I haven't put in. Not a biggie. But we've got lots of auxiliary buttons and customizable buttons that you can program within the tablet to do whatever you want. You've got a C1 button, you've got a C2 button. Okay, you've got two auxiliary dials that don't really do anything right now, but maybe in the future they will. You've got a 3-position switch up here that's programmable, and you've got a activator switch on a spring that's programmable. On the back, we have two more customized buttons, C6 and C5, okay? And on the front, there's another button here, which is basically for the landing light. You can turn it on and off. It does something else, and we're going to figure that out later. And here we have the power button, the on-off button, if you will. Okay, just like many Android tablets, the touch screen is swipeable, and the C1 button here acts similar to that. If you press it once, you go back to the menu. You press it twice, it goes back to home, things like that. Okay, and if you press the power button for more than 5 seconds or so, it will, emergency shut down the whole thing. To turn it on, the book says it's a push hold, just like the drone battery, but I've seen many people just push and hold it and it turns on, and we'll find that out later. Okay, some of the other things here, we have this button here. It's a rocker button with the home design on it and a pause. And in the manual, it's kind of got this reversed. The pause is on the bottom and the home is on top. I'll just show you that in the diagram here. Here we go. So in the diagram, if you can see that, number 22, and look at that button. The pause button is on the bottom. Well, the pause button here is on the top, but we will find out. So that's the return to home button and the pause button. So during flight, if you're doing waypoints or whatever, you hit the pause button and you restart it. The dial here is for the gimbal, moving the camera up and down, and this is a 3-position switch you can customize to do certain things, and maybe in the future certain more things. Maybe acro mode, who knows. Okay, on the other side we have a C2 button, and the C2 button in conjunction with this roller wheel will give you a zoom function. If you just use the roller wheel, that's the exposure value up and down, and that's customizable as well. The spring button here is customizable, and the rocker button here, if you look at it this way, you can see the camera and the universal video button for taking pictures and videos. And on the back we have the holder for joysticks and the C5 and C6 customizable buttons. In the middle there are 4 latches, 4 holders, and a rubber, waterproof, protected, water resistant cover for a connector. And that is for the optional battery that is coming. Has not been produced yet. It's going to be able to extend the life of this controller for many, many hours. It hasn't been produced yet. It's also for the advanced modules that may be coming out in the future that hopefully will enable this to be an open source design, and you can configure it maybe even to fly a whole bunch of FPV drones. Who knows? That's the future. That's the idea. So there we have it. In the front again, you have the power button, you have the selector switch for film, normal, and sport mode, and it comes selected on cine mode. Okay, the antennas come out just like this, and be sure to have the flat portion of the antenna pointing to where you're flying. So if you have them up like this and you're flying straight above up there, you're not going to get a signal. Okay, so if it's straight above you, the drone, and you're like that, that's pretty good. Okay, if you put them like that and you're flying directly above you and you're like that, you're not going to get much of a signal. Remember, it's the flat portion of the antennas that give off the signal. And if these are in any way like that, it will reduce the functionality of the antennas. On top here we have another rubber seal. And in here we have, let's put this down like this if we can. Let's just fold that in. There we go. Okay, just like this for now. There we go. Okay, here we have a 3.5-inch jack. That's for headphones or for a microphone. We have an HDMI out. We have the USB-C. This is not a hole. I don't know what it is. It's a micro SD card. And this is the SIM card holder. Okay, because it is, in all essence, a phone. And you can put a micro SIM card in there and use it as a telephone. Okay, let's close that up and put it back on the stand. There we go. So that is the overall of the X10 controller from Fimi. And I haven't taken the screen protector off here yet. One other thing right down here, this is the microphone. So I understand it's not very good, but we will check that out as well. So let's peel off this together. Drum roll, please. Does that feel good? There we go. Okay, let's power this on. Now in the book, it says, and you can read it right there, to power on, short press, then long press for 1.5 seconds to turn on the remote control. To power off, long press for 1.5 seconds and follow the instructions that show up. And further it says if you hold it for more than 5 seconds, it will force the controller to shut down. It's a forced shut off. But here it says definitely short press and then long press. What happens if we just long press it? Let's see. And a short press here, see, we have full bars. So we're just going to hold it. It turns on. So there's no need to long and short press. Okay. I hear the fan automatically. There's a fan. Something is happening. If I feel it. No, I don't feel it really. Okay, that's in Chinese. Can I change it to English? Maybe that's an edit button. Let's push the edit button. No, edit. Yep, it's an edit button. Let's go to English if we can find English. English. Canada. Hello, welcome to Fimi TX10, English Canada. Okay, and hopefully you can see that. Next. Well, that's all it is. I see up here it says 100% and I see a Bluetooth sign. And I'm just letting it run to see what happens. Can we swipe up? Well, here's the apps there. That's very good. So what do we have? We have a calculator, a clock, a file manager, files, the Fimi Navi 2, gallery of photos, although it doesn't have a camera. Google Play, messaging, that's for your phone, music, phone, settings, X browser, and some Chinese thing, which may or may not be the screen recorder, because it looks like the do recorder sign. But anyway, we want to set this up for our internet. So let's go to settings. And it looks very much like a tablet. Network and internet. Wi-Fi on. Here we go. I'm not connected, I know. I click that, and I'm looking for my network, which is Gorilla Man. There it is. And we connect that. I'm just going to put in my password. So I'll block this little part out for you. And we are connected. Okay, we are connected. So it works just like a tablet. If I click C1 once, it goes back one. Again, goes back again. Twice, goes back to the home screen. Okay. What does that one do? Timeline, no photos. So that's your gallery. Let's click this twice. Back there. Up we go. What else do we have in settings? We have connected devices. You got Bluetooth, permissions, battery, display, all that kind of stuff. Display. Brightness level 74%. Adaptive brightness. Everybody says turn that on. So adaptive brightness, what happens here? There we go. Okay, so I'm just having adaptive brightness on, and I can adjust that at any time. Okay, go back one. Adaptive brightness, let's go back another one. And storage, security, accounts, system, about phone, which means about this tablet, which means there's no SIM in it. I'm never going to put one in it. No phone numbers. Nothing. Says it's got 2 SIM slots, but it's Android 9 with some numbers there. Let's go back one. No, okay. We won't worry about that. It didn't say anything in the book about turning debugging on like it did in some of the others. So there we have it. Let's go back one. And these are the options. Now then, let's just see if there's an update for this. Okay, we have to put in, this is for the Fimi Navi. We have to use United States. Can we go back one? Okay, let's try this again. Go back in here. Okay, I accept. Next. Log in. Okay, we ran into a little bit of a problem there, but now we have a SanDisk Ultra, 64 gig, or 32 gig, whatever it is, 32 gig. We're going to put that in, and we formatted it FAT32, put it in metal to the back, into the micro SD slot, and make sure that it's seated. There we go. And we're going to turn it on. So the problem was that For some reason, the whole screen wasn't showing up. I couldn't hit the accept button. Let's see if it's got something to do with an SD card. So let's power it on. Here we go. And see what happens. Now there's supposed to be a screen come up, say, use SD card for portable files, etc. So we'll see what happens. Tap to set up. I tapped. Phone storage? Nope. Use for portable storage. That's the one you have to use. Done. Okay. It's for portable storage. Let's go up. Go back into this guy. Just log in. Okay, let's put my password stuff in here. Don't look. Log in. Okay, there's an upgrade. Let's see what we can do screen here. So it's an update to the app, and it says it's added Bing map to solve the problem that maps cannot be used in some areas. Adapt the TX10 remote controller to optimize media library file downloads. Fix some bugs. So, in all that, it means that you probably have to have an SD card. Here it says, my arm is really hurting. Are you sure you want to download this file? Well, hit hello. Default downloader. 84 point whatever. Okay. Default downloader. What's this? Options here. Android system downloader. Oh, default, I guess. Copy link. Okay. If you do not have an SD card, read-write permission, the download feature will not work properly. Please go to the setup to allow this permission. Permissions. Storage. And turn that on too, I don't really care. Okie dokie. Where do we go from here? We'll go back. Okay. Download. Okay. Download started. And you can see that little download button there. Okay. If we swipe down, we can see that the EX browser is downloading something. Finished the AP pack. Okay. Okay. This is X browser. I have no idea what this is for. Allow this source? Sure, for now, I don't know. Install Navi 2. Okie dokie. So the X browser must be like you must need that to do updates. Let's just see what happens when an app is finished. Done. So this is a Fimi Navi 2 app. Done. So I want to go back. Let's go double click. Okay, long press. Get rid of that. Sorry, long press. Get rid of that. Okay, let's go up and we want to look at our apps. Let's go into the application, apps and notifies, apps. Okay, let's go to this guy. Version 2.0. Okay, Navi 2.0. Go to the very bottom, advanced. Version 1.04, 203.05. So let's just take a pause here. I'm going to go to my phone. Yeah, just check my phone. And as this one is version number 2.0, as we found out here when we went down to, it's very 1.0.4, sorry, 1.0.4. And on my phone, it's actually 1.0.32, and there is no update. Okay, so there's no update there. And if we go into the actual app, no, pardon me, if we go into the actual app and look at the number, it's 1.0.32, and there is no update. Okay, so let's go back into here, and if we long press, we can get rid of all that. Up, and I'm sure I can put these on the home screen, but for now we're just going to go into this. And that update is gone. We can enter the device, and we're into that there. The only thing is, I haven't paired it with the actual craft yet. Okay, so let's go back and long press here, C1, till it beeps, swipe up. Now if we swipe to that way, we can get this, and this is very familiar to anybody on Android. Okay, so let's say we were in calculator, or let's say we were in, where's the calculator? Calculator, okay, sorry. We were into here, and we could left swipe and go backwards to one. Okay, we can go left swipe and see what's open. We can left swipe and go to the home page. Okay, we can left swipe or right swipe, whatever, and get these, and we can delete them all. Okay, just like an Android phone. It is an Android phone. What's next? I want to look at what's on the bottom here. Okay, what is this here? What is that red one, or the orange one? Pardon me. What is this orange one? It's very sensitive. There we are. No idea what this says. No idea at all. Okay, and what I might do is I'll take a picture of it on my phone, and I'll see if I can get it translated, because I have no idea what that means. If we press the blue stuff and we enter, it looks like it's a screen recorder, but we have to we have to get into, use this backwards. Okay, it looks like it's a screen recorder, but we have to get it from Chinese to something else, because that's definitely a screen recorder button. Okay, over other apps, yeah. Okay, anything else? Okie dokie. Well then, how do we... There it is. So that is pretty well the same as a screen recorder. Yeah. So my ideal setting is to remove this app and put in Do Recorder, which is a lot better and it doesn't use much, but it does have a, obviously it does have a screen recorder. So yeah. So let's take this. If I take this and drag, an X should come up. There we go. It's like Do Recorder. So it is. There's a phone, gallery, but there is no camera, so you can't take pictures. So my suggestion for anyone getting this, originally get an SD card, put it in. Don't do anything until you put the SD card in. Okay. You do have a screen recorder. It's set for to set the automatic balance for the brightness of the screen. It does have a microphone, and I'm going to be checking that out a little bit later. Okay. Now, when we get into the settings, how do we set the settings of the actual controller? We go into that, enter device. Okay, let's get that. Let's go into this and see if there's any settings. Limited flight speed, camera, blah, 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 blah. So, magnetics, fail safes, home points, drone, remote ID, user, enable back flying, yep. Next one is, oh, here we go. This is where we set all this stuff. This is very sensitive. It's a very sensitive. Okay. It's off, off. We go into this one. That's the controller. This is a controller. So here we can set C3, 4, 5, 6, auxiliary 1 and 2. Now custom button C4, which is C4. It's this, no, it's this button here. It's the real-time speak. Good question. Have no idea what that's for. Might have to have the module on the 2022 version 2 for that to work. But we'll do a bunch of tests and see if that works. And we go up a little bit more, and we've got auxiliary 1 and 2 undefined. Can you define them? Remote control settings. Only when matching RX10 module. Aha. So the RX10 module is not available yet. So you can't use that unless you get it. You can't use that unless you get it. C button 6. Undefined, dispenser, battery. You can do that. So the two on the front there, auxiliary 1 and 2, are just for the new module that's coming. Maybe. Who knows? The other ones you can set. Okay. C5 is automatically a self-check. Good. C6 is down back. What does that mean? Up, down, back, self-check, battery, map, FPV, dispenser, whatever. Down, back. We'll have to check that when we get into it. So, That's about it. Remote control, pairing, press and hold C1 and C2 for 5 seconds. Okay, great. That gives you some information there. We've got the gimbal. We've got here. It's very sensitive. Very sensitive. Images. We have current channel. I always leave it on automatic. I just can't be bothered. I know it's better in some cases to go manual and set it, but automatic flips back and forth. Batteries. It's 3 cells here. No, but the battery in the drone is 3 cell. There's nothing here for the battery of the remote. Not yet anyway. And then we have this pre-flight check, flights, map, yep, firmware updates, relays, version. So we're good to go. One back. And, okay, let's get out of this, hold this down, and flip it up. That's the easiest way to get out of it. Okay, this is for the light button. We're here. We're gonna go, and I think it has a 10-minute. Watch this. So hear that beep? Watch this. I'll just move it. Boop. Goes away. It's got a 10-minute. If you don't do anything, it beeps. I'm holding it. I don't feel the vibration. Some people say, oh, there's a vibration, but I'm holding it here. No. Now that fan is annoying. I'll give you that. The fan is annoying, but I don't feel any vibration. But yeah, I will say the fan is annoying. Let's put this into normal in the middle. Can't use those two. C2 and roll is for zoom. That's for the gimbal. Can't do anything with these. Can't do anything with the back. Yeah, that's about it. Next thing is to pair it up. But before we do that, we're going to try out the Do Recorder that we installed, and we're going to test out the microphone. I'm going to test out the microphone twice, and I'm going to run a screenshot of this just up in the corner here so you can see the differences. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm just sitting back about an arm's length away from the corner here, and I'm trying to record video and audio. And if I was holding it, I'd be holding it like this. But do I have to talk down here to make it sound properly? Or can you hear me here? Or do you actually hear that fan going? Because it should be pretty loud. Okay, so let's go back to the home screen. Okay, that's the home screen. And we can go into all these different settings like that. We can go back. We can get rid of things. We can go back to the home screen. And there we go. And then we can move this around. Okay, move it around. But we can also tap it and stop the video. Hello, stop the video. And it stops the video. So what we're going to do now is... Next I'm going to show you a little clip from when I plugged in a lavalier mic to the 3.5mm jack on top of the TX10. Okay, now I have another mic with a 3.5-inch adapter, a lavalier, but it's a massive wire. It's like 20-25 feet. It's long. So if I cover up the mic that's on the actual device, do I still get the same sound? Okay, and then I uncover it again. And I do look around on this and I see that I am set for off. Yeah, okay, so it should be okay. So let's see what happens with that. Okay, we're going to address a few things here. I have an SD card in there. What happens when I plug the controller into the computer via USB-C port? And it's been turned on. One quick press, it comes back up. If you have an SD card in, this screen will come up. Okay, you just swipe up and it goes away. Okay, So we're just going to plug in, and it's plugged in. We're going to plug this into the computer. Hear a ding. And the bell on the computer. I'm watching the back here. Nothing shows up. Okay? Nothing shows up because, let's get into this. We swipe up, we go to settings, we go to connected devices, and here you see USB. Hit USB, and it says use USB for file transfer, data transfer, RC relay. It defaults to RC relay. Now then, if I hit file transfer, notice that shows up there. And if I click on it, internal storage, which is the actual tablet, phablet, and the SD card. And on here I put, let's have a look at this one. Double click. I've got my record master, which is the folder that all my screen recordings would save to. And I've got my Do Recorder APK pack that I put on the SD card so I could install. So you could put an APK pack on the SD card and install it to your tablet or phablet, the TX10. I haven't quite got around to installing Google Play, but you can download APK packs for whatever you want, and I did that for Do Recorder. Okay, I don't want to over pack it. Now then, as soon as I unplug this, watch what happens. My arm is a little sore today. Unplug. It automatically goes back to RC relay. So on this particular one, in order for me to view my files that are on the Android and on the SD card, I have to switch it to file transfer once I plug it in, and it disappears. Let's go back to it again. There we go. Okay. The next thing I want to excuse me. The next thing I want to show you is, let's go back to this. You notice up here there's a Bluetooth. So it is Bluetooth enabled. So if I go to Bluetooth connections and hit Bluetooth, it says there's a device QCCOM BTD. I have no idea what it is, but I did contact Fimi and they said it's got nothing to do with the system, so I can turn off Bluetooth. Now you can't turn off Bluetooth by swiping down like you can on an Android. Watch, see this here? Okay, it doesn't show up here. On a normal Android phone it does. Okay, so we're back up here. So in order to turn it off, and watch this little design there, it goes away. And Fimi said I can do that. So I don't want it running just to have it running. So I don't need Bluetooth. Now if I was going to use a Bluetooth microphone, maybe, or Bluetooth headphones, maybe, I don't know. Somebody else can try that. I don't have any of those devices. So this is just that, okay? So in order to view through USB, again, oh, and there's a cast function as well. I haven't been able to get that to work yet. Okay, I'm going to try some more with that, but I haven't been able to get that to work. There we go. So let's go to the USB again. And as soon as I plug it in, I hear the ding here, I hear a ding there, there's nothing, file transfer, and it shows up here. Okay, unplug it. And it goes to RC relay. Okay? And we go Okay, we have the Fimi X8SE 2022 and we have the TX10 controller. It's turned on, as we can see. Okay, now I'm going to pair it. It has not been paired before, so we're going to turn this on. This is the craft. Okay, now according to this, as soon as it's all turned on like this, I have to depress the pairing button on the craft, which is under the right side here, and it is, if you can see, it's this little, you can't see it with my finger in the way, but it's in there. It's that little button, and I'm going to press it until the light goes out, according to the instructions, till the light turns off. Let's push the button. I haven't got it yet. Okay, here we go. Okay, the button's off, and we hold this for more than 5 seconds here. These two buttons here. Okay. The light's on. It's paired. Okay. Let's turn it off and see what happens. Turn this off. And we will continue and see if we get anywhere. So, first for me, I would turn on the drone, because on the Fimis, I usually turn on the drones. So let's just turn on the drones. Here we go. Then I'll wait my 10 seconds and I will start. It doesn't automatically start. Okay, let's go up and hit the app. Enter device. Okie dokie. There we are, ready to go. Under ADI mode, and that is super bright from where I am, anyway, and it looks really good. So I don't know if you can see that here, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And I'm going to turn on adaptive brightness for when I get outside. Oh, what is that? Battery low. Oops, okay. Okay, so it is connected, and it is working. Let's try this for the gimbal. Up and down. There you go. And the zoom. Let's go this way with the wheel. There we go. Goes in and back out again. Here we go. So that works. Next, we're going to take it for test flight.